We all want to escape the grind and live life for what it has to offer, but oftentimes, if we don't know how to do it, we just follow the rules and just do what everyone else is doing. Unfortunately, playing it safe and staying comfortable often ends up with people being stuck in a loop of being in a job that they don't like, and as a result, people end up unhappy and become burned out. This is Intelligentsia, real life advice for practical and financial goals. What we want to talk about today is the habits that keep people in the rat race and how to avoid certain pitfalls that ultimately get you stuck in the rat race. So let's get to it. The first thing that we want to talk about is how the rat race can look for different people. For some, it's being stuck in a corporate job doing a 9 to 5. For others, it's being overworked due to the number of clients that they need to cater to. Regardless of how it looks, it always ends up being you stuck in a job that you don't like, and you end up unable to achieve your long-term goals as a result. A safe thing to do while working and having a steady stream of income is to stay and be secure with your job, but oftentimes, that's only something that people say to excuse themselves from accepting other opportunities that may come their way. We only have 24 hours every day, and we'd want to make the most out of it as we'd want to get to our goals as soon as possible. And it's going to take a long time to get to your financial goals if you're working for less than you're worth. If you're someone that settles for the same amount of money while working at the job that you have, chances are, the most amount of money you'll get through increases every year is a measly 3 to 5% increase as opposed to switching career opportunities when it's offered. If you believe that your tenureship and experience is worth more money now, it isn't necessarily a bad idea to look at the market and present yourself as the answer to a problem. It's possible that you may be good at data analytics and you will find a market that's looking for your exact skills and experience. If you apply yourself and look for opportunities that better compensate you for your time and effort, you may be surprised at the amount of money you'll get by switching jobs. When you've invested time and effort into honing your skills, there's a very high chance of you being able to look for an opportunity elsewhere if your needs aren't being met. Always remember that you'll always get the same amount of time every day, so the best possible course of action is to get paid more by the hour for it. The one thing that keeps people from escaping the rat race is selling and getting comfortable with what they're given, and if you're someone that wants more, then taking a risk and looking for other opportunities is the first step towards getting you out. While gaining more money when you switch jobs is generally a good thing to start with, you also have to make sure that you aren't spending more as a result. Always remember that your savings is money unspent from the money you earn. The less money that goes out, the more you retain. Which is why the next thing that we want to talk about is buying more than you can afford. One of the very first things that people do when they start earning more is that they end up rewarding themselves immediately with a lifestyle upgrade. It's not necessarily a bad thing, considering you'll want to use your money as a tool to get you where you need to be. If obtaining luxuries as you go further is a part of that, then that's not something you should be ashamed of. However, if you're unable to save because your spending habits kept up with your increase in cash flow, then that's where the problem starts. You can't realistically expect to get out of the rat race when you end up spending as you're earning. You're essentially just becoming more and more stuck as you continue. The goal of escaping isn't to end up buying more things as your cash flow grows. It's to stop relying so much on a source of income to survive daily. What we mean by this is that if you keep spending as you go, you're never gonna leave enough money to yourself that you'll have something to fall back on when you lose your primary source of income. The illusion of freedom for some people is that they end up being able to buy more stuff as they grow financially, but that's not always the case. The real goal is to end up being financially secure so that you won't have to worry about money all the time. During the pandemic, a huge portion of the workforce suddenly lost their jobs due to the nature of the lockdowns throughout the world. As a result, many people needed something to fall back on, and not everyone had savings to help them survive. Having only one source of income is risky, and in the event that you end up losing that, it's difficult to find a way to survive without savings. Which brings us to our next point, which is to look for another way to gain income. If you have one stream of income, you're one incident away from losing all of your cash flow. Now, it doesn't have to be one thing. Generally, people have multiple streams of income when talking about side hustles or other cash flow strategies. It could be in the form of a part-time job. You could be a freelancer. You can run a business that runs itself. If it's something that you can do and something that you can manage or delegate, then it's useful and you won't be having too many problems when it comes to having a source of income. As long as you're saving and you're able to continue at a pace you're comfortable with, then it's fine. And lastly, the thing we want to stress out the most that people don't do is that they don't save up for old age or retirement. There's definitely a goal in mind when working. There's an end to it, and when you get to an age where you can't really work anymore, you will still need money for your everyday expenses. Most people tend to rely on 401k or traditional IRA investments. Some people go for health savings accounts or HSAs. All of these options are great in the sense that you're saving money for your future. You'd want to be able to keep buying your food and eventually your medicine for when you get old, and the best time to get started is now. The reason why you're doing this is because the reality is we all have to end up retiring at some point. Most people don't want to work their whole lives, and the reason why people work is so that they can have the funds to keep living their lives. The most important thing that you can do for yourself while you're able to work is to be responsible with your money and understand that you have to have something for yourself when the time for retirement comes. You'll want to actually enjoy yourself and be able to afford nice things in the future, but it's not gonna be possible unless you save up for retirement and start being responsible with your money right now. While you can go for the options provided above, 401k, IRA investments, and HSAs, you can also go the traditional route of investing your money in stocks that you hold long term. They can be in the form of dividend stocks or value stocks. Whether you want to have a constant stream of income through dividends or you want to have stocks that increase in value over time before you cash them out, they both end up good in the long term as you're still leaving money for yourself. If you're not saving money, you lose out on compounding your money over time, and if you're not investing, that's time wasted on what could be earning you money. When it comes and goes, and understanding how it works is key to getting out of the rat race and enjoying your freedom. Essentially, it's just a matter of consumption versus production, and if you start to see the pattern, you'll get more out of your time. If you've enjoyed this video and found this helpful, please hit the like and subscribe button. We'd like to be able to grow alongside you, and we're pumped to have you in our next video. Stay mentally healthy, and let's get financially fit together.